When they put you in that cell and those bars slam home, that's when you know it's for real. Old life blown away in the blink of an eye. Nothing but 5 months in Cook County Jail to think about it. Most fish come close to madness that first night. Someone always breaks down crying. Only question was, who's it gonna be? I had my money on Juicy Smollier.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and this is probably one of my favorite stories of the day. Now, this has been happening more and more. In particular, only Democrats do this. We all know the Juicy Sommelier story. Let's just make a country. It never happened, right? Then there was a whole wave of additional people who tried to do the same thing, fake some stuff out, ended up getting caught. There was that one guy, he was a gym teacher or something at a school, and he used AI to try and make his boss sound like he had an issue with race. He got caught. Now we have a Texas Democrat, an ex-Biden employee, get arrested for posting fake hate comments. I mean, the whole thing is incredible, and I just hope you leave a like on it. I hope you go for the ride with me here, because these people need to be ridiculed. They need to be mocked. And, unfortunately, what's extremely selfish about this, okay, is that when you do this stuff, are there like legitimate haters out there that have a problem with people, over the color of their skin? Yeah, there is. It's a real thing. It's not as much as, Democrats would want you to believe. It's not everywhere, like all these, organizations that are paid to quote unquote detect it, like Media Matters and all these SPLC and all these organizations that are really just bully organizations that are funded exclusively by hate. Like if the hate really went away, then they would lose their millions of dollars in funding, right? So they're incentivized to find it, okay? Just like another, it was like a disease not that long ago. I don't remember what that thing was called. That's pretty much all gone now. I thought it was going to end the world. But anyway, now we have ex-Biden appointee Taral Patel arrested for making fake Facebook profiles to make himself look like he was on the receiving end of race-based comments. Racism is so bad in America that you need to do it to yourself. In September, Patel released a long Facebook post about how he was on the receiving end of terrible words and attached screenshots to prove it. The only problem was Patel was allegedly the one making all the posts about himself. As your Democratic candidate for county commissioner, I always am open to criticism of my policy position and stance on issues. However, when my Republican opponent's supporters, again, he doesn't know, let's say these comments were even real. Let's say the comments were real, just hypothetical for fun here. That doesn't mean that they're from a Republican. That doesn't mean they're from, it could just be somebody who's got an issue with brown people. I don't know. I don't know really what his ethnicity is, other than the Patel, which perhaps may be Indian of descent. I don't know. However, my Republican opponent's supporters decided to hurl all these anti-immigrant and Hindu-phobic, pretty sure everyone liked Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't think he suffered a lot of that. Anyway, disgusting insults at me and my family, faith community colleagues. That crosses the line. Patel was running as a Democratic challenger for the Fort Bend County precinct. Patel was arrested by Texas Rangers on a third-degree felony charge for online impersonation, as well as a Class A misdemeanor charge for misrepresenting an identity.
I'm running for commissioner. Of course I'm phone banking.
Oh my God.
Commissioner, of course I'm block walking.
Cringe. But what's great is when you look at the posts, they're even more hilarious. Colin Rugg reports, here are the posts. Pretty funny when you realize he was the one writing them. You say, was he even born here? Probably communist. We don't need more sand people, subhumans who smell like curry and filth in our country. Go back to Bombay. You are not and will never be a true American. Again, he wrote these about himself. We don't need to pronounce your name. Learn English, and if we see you wearing that dot on your head, I'll wipe it off myself. Fort Bend is red. Here's Ted Sig, apparently. He is a dirty Pakistani. Big who supports Terry's and turning God's USA into a mess. Vote Myers. I mean, you look at some of these comments, which are the most important part. Is like Joshua writes, imagine the downstream impact if he didn't get caught. We'd have brought a whole new slew of restrictive speech laws, no doubt. You know, it's definitely funnier when I think about the guy sitting there and writing them. Yeah, he says, Commissioner Andy Myers is a red-blooded American Christian against a crime, and he's against crime and against taxes. Foreigners, like you are trying to take away my freedom and my guns. How did we let you, King Pong KP George Brainless, not Brian? What? Middleton, who loves criminals and Soros, Democrats take over Fort Bend. You will not turn us into India and China. Remember the Alamo. What? That might be my favorite. The remember the Alamo at the end. Like this dude, okay? This guy was sitting on his phone, and that's what he thought actual racist person would say. Remember the Alamo. I'm against false gods and their worshippers winning office in a Christian nation. I'm with Myers all the way because he serves Jesus, unlike Patel and his followers who worship a monkey and an elephant. Not a single Pajit. Not a single Pajit comment. Come on. Not a single Pajit comment. I'm supposed to believe that all of the people who don't like him because he's Indian, not a single one said anything about Pajit. Nobody brought up, you know, poo in the loo. Nobody brought that up. Nobody brought up any of the genuine like things that people may say about Indians. He said, I'm supposed to believe they said, remember the Alamo? You see this? Ex-Biden White House appointee and current Democratic candidate for a county commissioner seat in Texas had created dummy social media accounts to post bogus comments against himself. Taral Patel, the challenger. By the way, this, all jokes aside, which there are many, and I'm sure you're writing them in the comments section. This is sad because somebody told him, or somebody came along and said, here's how you win the election. Here's how you get fake headlines, or how you get a bunch of headlines. You frame, you say, oh, America, again, are there people in America that have issues with race? Yeah, just watch the WNBA. You can see it all the time. But it's a very small percentage of people. Very small. And a lot of this is cultivated by Democratic leadership who's entirely incentivized to divide, to push this fake, narrative that all Americans have issues with race, even though they don't. They think all Americans are out here. They took a dirt. No, that's not actually what's happening. Of course, included in the post was about a dozen messages that he claimed he received over the course of his candidacy, calling him vile names such as monkey and subhuman, then attacking his Hindu faith. Patel's campaign website said he previously worked for the Department of Justice's criminal division, also he knew, and the public integrity section, and he was appointed by President Biden to serve in the White House office as a White House liaison, as well as the White House Asian American, Native, Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Committee. He doesn't even fit in any of those. What? And there's a committee for that? Myers became suspicious when he recognized one of the names in the collage, Antonio Scallywag, as someone who had previously assailed him online. So not only was he using these accounts to smear himself, he was also smearing the other guy. Then investigators subpoenaed Facebook and Google to obtain account information about the user profile, which led them right back to Patel, including his address, phone number, and bank cards, and more. On Wednesday, Texas Rangers arrested Patel for online impersonation in the third degree, a felony, as well as a Class A misdemeanor for misrepresentation of identity. He was briefly held at Fort Bend County Jail before posting bond Thursday morning, putting up $20,000 for the felony charge and $2,500 for the misdemeanor. His next scheduled appearance is July 22nd. I mean, he'll never run in politics again. I would hope. I would hope. That's right. Sadly, he will be elected anyway, and this is because this is an acceptable standard of conduct for Democratic office. As with Joe, withdrawal is not an option. Public integrity appointee of Biden entity, no surprise here. The obsession these people have over race has reached frightening levels. This is how far they're willing to go in order to keep a narrative alive. I'd even say that a lot of these folks are not mentally well, or, well, yeah, of course they're not mentally well. They're lunatics. They're lunatics who like literally are obsessed with race constantly in every conceivable way in the world. You know, every single, that this all they think about. That's it. Nothing. And of course, sure, nothing will happen. I'm sure he's still going to run his campaign. I suspect. Humiliating. Yeah. Democrats won't care. They're like, yeah, well, he faked it, but he only did that for convenience. There's lots of real people who have problems. I mean, these people know no bounds. They know there's no low they won't sink to. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.